Now, we got in a violent argument with someone on a plane. Along comes our seat companion. She says, I'm actually 7A. So straight away, I'm like, oh, I don't know what seat I'm in.
And I said, oh, sorry. And I said, will you be okay to sit there? And then she said, and this is when the gloves came off, your baby's not my fucking problem.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsmarn here, and this is Little Dicky. And ladies and
Hello.
gentlemen, hello. Let me tell you this. We went to war this week. It's great to be back. We've been away for a couple of weeks. We've been in Melbourne. We'll tell you all about that in this episode. But first, Dicky, you're angry.
Wow.
You're sick. You're violent. And that's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That's
with
just
the bull, yeah, get the
horns.
We're not happy, ladies
We're
and
not
gentlemen.
happy at all, ladies. I don't know if you could tell.
No.
Good people of the internet, but we're
That's right.
filthy.
We're filthy. We've got red noses. We're sick.
Noses. We're sick in the head. We're sick in bed.
Oh, speak for yourself.
It's good to be here, though. I'll tell you that
right.
much. Dicky, let's set the scene. So we've been away. Now, we got in a violent argument with someone on a plane. And I just want to let you know that's where we're going with this conversation. But I want to start at the very start, all right? I want to start on the day we left. We left for Melbourne because we did some shows throughout Victoria. They were great. Thank you for coming. Brand new show. Very good. Very nice. Very good. It was good. It was good to do some new material. And we were away for about 2 weeks with little man. And, you know, there was some trying times. The cuss wasn't happy at some points being away, and then he was very happy. He loved riding the trams. He liked being out and about. But we did miss the greenery of home.
We missed the trees.
We missed the trees.
We made friends with a cat near our hotel. There was a really cute Larry the cat.
Larry the cat. He just suns himself.
He sat in a little hammock and we'd
every day.
see him of a morning and get our coffee. And
that was nice.
Addy boy loved the tram. We liked the people watching on the tram, but I'm pretty sure we got sick from being on the fucking tram.
Look at me drinking a Monster Energy
How
drink.
good's that one though?
Mate, not bad.
Seeps into your veins.
Bit of grape.
That and a bit of heroin.
Get me a bit of
set
vape.
for the day.
How good.
Yes, we get on the plane. Set the scene.
So
this is at the end of all the shows, by the way, guys.
First of all,
sorry. Yep.
There was a Saturday night, was the last night there. We decided to stay at the airport hotel because it was closer to the airport, believe it or not. So from Melbourne to the airport, probably about 20 minutes. Our plane was leaving. It was boarding at 6, so we had to get there around 5-ish, thereabouts. Particularly when you got a baby and you got extra luggage and all that shit. You want to get there a little bit early because particularly at the big airports, it's not like Newcastle where they actually serve you. You have to go and do your self-service.
And something always goes wrong, even if it's minuscule. It's just never easy when you have a toddler.
That's why there's lines, because everyone...
And you're trying to keep your bubby happy. I've got another grievance.
Oh,
Can I
grieve me off.
interject? So, Isaac's at the little booth thing at the airport where you do your own ticket, like a self-serve thing.
That's right. I was getting me groceries.
That's right.
Yeah.
And no one would fucking help, of course. So I'm trying to entertain Addy boy, and it's early in the morning. He's a little bit,
It's
are
5
we?
o'clock.
We've gotten up. It's so early.
5 a.m.
Got our coffee, and he's running around. He's just being a toddler. Anyway, you know the little trays that you put your bags on to go through security? Well, they had them for you to put your bags on.
Yep.
We were going to use this thing, by the way,
That's
to put
right.
our fucking bags on.
That's damn right.
Yes. So I gave it to Addy to practice putting it on the thing. There was no one lining up. No one. Everything was fine. So I gave it to Addy, and we were practicing lifting it up and lifting it down, and we'd put Mummy's bag in, and he loved it. It was keeping him nice and quiet
Occupied,
and relaxed.
He was doing something.
So here's my fucking issue. This little dweeb with a clipboard. And I thought, here we fucking go.
It was an old bloke, wasn't it?
Yep, little dweeb with fucking glasses. He's come over. Excuse me. I just knew, and I went, here we fucking go. If I gave him an iPad, I'd get judged, but if you play with him, you get judged. Anyway,
there's no winning.
Little wanky. I'm going to call him, Dave.
Arthur. No, Arthur's a nice name.
David fucking comes over with his shitty clipboard. Excuse me, that's dangerous. We have security cameras. And I'm like, oh my God. And I looked at him. I said something smart, but I can't remember what it was.
And you don't normally like tearing the cuss away from things. You like to explain why we're taking away. But just
Very
before
much.
we're just playing the laundry powder.
Well, I like to somewhat sprinkle a bit of Montessori in. You know, I am a bit like that, and come at me if you will. I just think
I will.
It's important for your child to learn how to be in the real world and be allowed to take risks and do things and not just be sitting there with a fucking iPad and a pram drinking
and also
orange
understanding
juice.
how things work, right?
I want him safe, but I want him to also be able to play with things outside and be able to, press the buttons at the airport or tap on and off at the tram. Like, I just think those are skills that a toddler should have.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're playing safely, by the way. So safe.
Too safe.
And he's like, yeah, there's security cameras. And I was like, oh, that's good or something. I was like, I'm glad there's security cameras at the airport. And I made light of it because I don't like confrontation, but I'm getting better at it.
She's learning.
I'm getting madder. And I said, oh, that's okay. I said, Daddy's just doing the tickets now and we're just practicing putting the thing on.
That's right.
And I thought he'd be like, oh, sweet, they're going to use this. They're not just... And he then says to me, prior to this, he says, are you guys catching a plane today? I thought, no, David, I take my baby here for fucking fun.
Was he saying it to Addie, like, are you guys catching a plane today?
No.
Oh, my God.
He said, are you catching a plane today? Or, like, I've just dragged him out
At
of
5
bed.
a.m.
5 in the morning to play in your shitty airport.
You stinky, shitty airport.
So filthy. And I thought, are you serious, mate? Like, no one wants to be here. I bet David doesn't even want to be alive and David's having a go.
If you're working in an airport at 5 a.m., you don't want to live.
It was just awful. And
But
he's
why
like,
pick your battles with, like, a baby?
And then he keeps looking with these little cronies over the side at Addie as I continue to put the tray
They're
up
all
onto
giving
the
the
fan.
side
They're
eye.
watching. And I'm just like, fuck you and fuck your opinion with your shitty little co-workers.
That's
so
right.
then Isaac comes over and we put the thing on and it was all sort of smoothed over and we left. But
No,
I
it
was just
wasn't.
like,
We were over by a kilo.
I forgot about
And
that.
I'm a fucking platinum level member of
No one cares
Virgin.
about
No
that.
one gives a shit.
No, they don't.
Fucking dogs.
Yeah, that's right. We had to empty all our
Fuck you.
grievances, all of our luggage.
I had to pull
fix
my
that.
shoes out and put them
And
in
then
your
Addie
bag.
kicked off. He was all upset because
Oh.
we were just having to do all that, and it was just awful. So we already were a bit like, oh my God, just get us
Well, he
home.
wasn't happy to be at the airport at 6 in the morning.
Poor baby.
And you
he
know,
did so well.
the only other flight was like in the Arvo, and like, oh, do we want to? Because you have to check out of your hotel early. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so we get to the plane, and everything's cool.
In a calm manner.
Calm
We
manner.
have our stickers. we
Addie's
have our
great
food.
at airports.
Addie's a perfect baby, in my opinion.
He's amazing. And we get to the
I
airport.
know he's a toddler and he has his feelings, but he's a good kid. He's a
He's
beautiful
a good egg.
baby.
A
And
happy,
he's a
loving,
happy-go-lucky.
caring,
Yeah.
good little dude.
Yeah.
And so I'm carrying him
Yep.
because
I'm carrying the bags.
I always carry Addie because
Yeah.
he throws himself out. Like
Yeah.
he
I don't
knows
catch him as quick as Isaac.
he knows he wants to get down, so he just throws
100%.
his entire body weight.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It
So I
works for
carry
us.
him, particularly in public.
Mm.
And so that's if you ever see us at the shops. Claire's carrying all of the supermarket
There's a
goodies.
reason for it.
And
I
I'm just
can't
carrying
hold
the
on to
kuss.
the kuss enough. Go on.
You gotta
It's
wrestle
hard.
him.
I
He's,
can hold
he's
his
hard.
hand better. Mm.
And so we get on the plane. I sit down, window seat,
We're buckled in.
buckled in.
Can't emphasize this enough. We've got the little toddler belt on. We're ready to go.
We-
I've got a Pepsi and a coffee ready. I've got Addie's water.
What were we? I can even probably look it up if we want facts and figures.
No, don't worry about that.
Oh,
They don't
I'm
care.
worried.
They'll be on our side. They know.
Yeah, damn straight you'll be on our side.
They will.
So we were like 7B and 7C.
Mm.
Okay, not that important, but sort of important. We're sitting there. We've got, what do we got? Addie got a giant biscuit at 5 in the morning.
got him a
This
spotty
giant
biscuit with little M&Ms on
I
it.
ended up eating half of it
That's right.
because it was delicious, and also I was like, oh, you shouldn't eat the whole thing, so I better eat most of it. Anyway, fat pig. Along comes our seat companion.
Arch nemesis now. I'm
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to fight her. If you ever see this bitch, I will honestly go toe to toe with you any day.
I think you should.
In a ring.
I think you should.
Charity match.
Yeah, let's get a charity match on. Dickie's going to fuck you up,
I will
bitch.
flog the shit out of this woman, allegedly.
That's a joke, by the way.
It's a joke. I'm not actually threatening.
But we should do the charity match.
We should do the charity match.
So she approaches us, and not that it's important what she looks like, but
It
she's
is
got a big
now.
double chin.
She's a big bitch.
She's a big bitch. She's an
I'm just gonna
angry
say it.
bitch.
She's a big
6 in the
bitch.
morning. She hasn't had her fucking wheat bix. She's angry.
or a medication.
Hasn't had a medication.
I had mine, so I was ready.
I also had mine. And we brought extras for Old Love if she needed it. And she says, so what am I? So it goes A, B, C from
There's a fly in my coffee. Sorry to...
Oh, God, not
That's
again.
fucked. Okay, go on.
You can have some of my Monster Energy drink.
Thanks.
As all good parents do say to each other. A, B, C from the aisle to the window. I thought
Always
it was
be cranky.
that's what a bitch is cranky. And I thought it was the other way, a CBA.
Doesn't matter.
Can't be asked.
Hour and a half flight max too, bear in mind.
Hour and 15.
Whatever.
That's what it was
Even
on that
less. Go on.
day. So she says, And in the most, this is
not friendly.
This
not
is the
friendly.
problem. We've sat in the wrong seats before.
All the time.
When
We're
you're
so
flustered.
stupid.
When you're flustered,
Yes.
you got a baby going on, and you got to put things up in the thing and the luggage and all this type of stuff. Sometimes you sit in the wrong spot. Whatever, that happens.
Sometimes I fly the plane.
Sometimes. Now, she says, and
The tone.
this is words to the effect of. All right, I'm paraphrasing. No, I am paraphrasing.
Yes.
She says, I'm actually 7A. So straight away, I'm like, oh, I don't know what seat I'm in. So I was like, oh, okay.
And we apologized. We went, oh, sorry. We just sort of sat here and, we've strapped our baby in.
Addie was strapped into.
We were ready.
It was all ready to go because
Yeah.
she was late because she was probably
Yes.
fucking doing a big.
She's probably getting KFC.
Waiting for KFC to open, and it didn't open in time, so she had to run
getting
to
her
the
fucking
plane.
ballots to vote early.
Yeah, she had a bit of Wegovy, a bit of Ozempic in the morning. She probably just shot a bit of Ozempic into her ass.
Finished listening to her Abby Chatfield podcast.
Exactly, just all those fat chick things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she then says, and I'm forgetting because I know the ending, I know the middle, but there's another part here that's not quite connecting. Why it went from like a
0 to 100.
0 to 100 because it really did, and it was on. It was like
Young and old.
I don't like get vocal like in real life
No, you
unless
really
I'm on
don't.
stage.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a real threat.
Yeah.
Like with a dude. Like
You are very placid.
I would never like intentionally be vulgar towards a woman in
No,
public. Never.
no.
Like behind their backs.
Neither would I.
All the time.
Yeah.
But like when a dude does it, it's like a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
But she fucking had it coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she says something along the line. I'm trying to remember what she said. She said like, can you remember, or we just
I'm gonna jump in when you
Oh,
go.
Okay. Well, I'm without knowledge, so please jump in.
She goes, well, it is my seat.
Oh, right.
And I said, oh, sorry. And I said, will you be okay to sit there? And I had a little bit of...
No. I said, are you going to
You
be
said,
all right?
Are you going to be all right? And she goes, well, I guess I'll have to be. And I went...
Oh, yeah.
turned.
So it was on.
It was on.
It was on.
And then, as she's getting a barge ass into the suit...
What made her say this next bit? What did we say?
You or I said... sorry, sis, we have a baby. We're about to take off. We've got him buckled in.
Yeah, you did. You said, sorry, sometimes we just sat... Because we were just like, hey, we don't want to start a fucking war here.
No,
This is ridiculous.
so we tried to be nice and smooth it over. And then she said, and this is when the gloves came off, your baby's not my fucking problem. As she goes to sit down.
A real human said that.
A real human. She wasn't an old lady.
Wasn't a boomer.
Middle 20s, mid
20s,
20s.
yeah.
Absolutely diabolical. So I then turned as quick as anything. And
Your baby's not my problem.
Yeah.
And looked at us and I couldn't believe
we were
it. I
shocked.
was fucking filthy.
And I said, what? And she was like, your baby's not my problem. She doubled down. She said it again.
Oh, yeah. She's
And
been
I
listening
was
to some good podcasts, let me tell you.
Oh, here we go.
She's going.
So she huffs
She could
and
smell the
puffs.
patriarchy.
And she
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 could
was
smell it.
doing that whole, those people in your life that just don't want to address their problems and like being miserable, and they sigh a lot. And they, and at the second sigh, you're like, you're on your own. I'm not asking you what's wrong. Deal with it like an adult. This bitch, hello Pepper. This bitch was doing that the whole trip. And I was like, oh my God.
I think she was just breathing.
So we're sitting there, just fighting for her life like a big
Fighting
bulldog.
for her life. Get
And she's still
the diabetes
going. And I
seeping
don't
into
know
her veins.
What made me say the greens comment? I can't remember.
I told her to fuck off.
Yeah, so she kept going.
Or shut the fuck
you
up.
said shut the fuck up, which was fucking warranted. And then she said shut the fuck up back to us. And I then leant in because she looked woke as shit. And
She
I
did.
said, you're voting for the Greens, aren't you?
If you don't know-
And that really fucked her off. I don't know why.
So if you don't know who the Greens are, they're the far
No one
left
does.
party, government party here, or politicians here in Australia.
changed
So
the world.
They're the ones that exist at every fucking. Young people often, go towards them because they're dumb.
Sounds like a Disney movie, but
It sounds like it, and that's just not reality.
No.
So that is the Greens. That's who they are. And Claire said, "I bet you're going to vote for the Greens, aren't you?" And she was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not voting for the Greens."
It really got her. So I was like, yes, I won.
We've got an election coming up in a month here in Australia. You should probably know that too. And she goes, "But I know who you're voting for."
Meaning
the
she knows I'm going for the
right-wing party.
guns and fishing party.
The murdering party. That's what I'm after. I don't know who they
The
are. but
racist, bigot, homophobe party.
the Butterfield party. Butterfield party of
I
5.
wonder who she thought. Duts.
She would have thought we'd voting for the Liberals, which in Australia is the right wing party.
My God.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily true. I think both political parties that are running for office in Australia this year are fucked, and we're fucked regardless of who gets in. So
I think Australian
whatever.
politics are just shit.
We need someone like
We need
Trump
someone new,
who
fucking oath.
turns up and like just
Does what
doesn't
he says. Puts
whatever.
that country first.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get
No,
into it because
I'm sick of
we're
people
bitching
talking
about old
it.
love. So
Yeah.
so fuck her, whoever you are. The no names are named, but fuck you, mate. Like if you, the
I hope
reality
she finds
is,
some fucking peace.
one day some dude will give up on trying to find the perfect girl and settle for her, and he'll get her pregnant, and they won't be happy, and and then he'll be working some job, and they'll pay for a wedding. They'll be in debt. They'll have a kid. She'll be at home while
Then
he's
they'll
off
have
working
another
double jobs
kid.
and another kid. They'll hate each other.
Yeah.
It's these type of men and women that make our country and Western civilization as a whole not the best place it can be.
Yep.
So if you are this woman, fuck you to the moon. Suck
Stupid
a fat
bitch.
one, get on your antidepressants, and shut the fuck up.
You know what else I reckon she does?
What?
You know, like when you see a disabled person out in public, and if they
she
like,
spits on them.
no, well, probably, and they make a noise or they do something.
she'd be a
that's whatever,
starer.
I reckon she'd be a mad starer, or like an old person has a fall and she just walk on past. It's not my problem. I have to get home and put on.
It's this
me body
entitled
and
shit that oh no, I deserve this.
I deserve this seat because I'm a woman and I paid an extra $2 for it.
She would have read that you need to stand up for
Yeah.
yourself if a
Yeah.
man. It's like, no, I wasn't being a man doing this. I was just
No.
a dad sitting down with a baby who had the shits that he got woken up at
That's
4
right.
in the morning.
That's right.
Fuck me.
Comment down below if you've had a bad airport experience.
If you wanna
with this woman,
with
we're
this-
going to do a claim.
I'm claiming PTSD from this shit. It really pissed me off though. Like fuck
Same.
you. So then for the rest of the flight, we sat there going, "Oh, I can't wait to talk about this in the car."
And I had my legs spread like a bloke.
You did. You had your
Yeah,
big man spreader.
I
did
did because I was like, I'm going to really take up some room on this
Good on
fucking
ya.
plane. So I had him real boom, and she was doing the whole
I
like
could smell ya.
leaning out. That's right.
Yeah, she was
leaning.
scared.
She
was scared of Dickie. Dickie
so
was.
I was like, nah.
I could
fuck
smell
you.
your testosterone bubbling. I could see the
It
little
was.
chin hairs coming
I was
out.
fucking ready. I was like, here we go. I'm gonna have my legs open. That sounds weird,
Jesus,
but I
the first
did.
for everything.
And my elbows were like sort of relaxed. Whereas on a plane, I'm a kind person. I like to make sure the other person enjoys their flight and hates it as much as me.
We usually get on with
So,
everyone we sit
yes.
next to.
So I shrink in. I don't make a noise. I hold my farts in. But this trip, no
What?
siree.
So okay, here's what I would do if I was
Yeah.
that woman.
Not
And-
say anything. Just sit down. I just sit.
I would sit down. Obviously, but even before I was a dad, I'd be like, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry, we're in your seat. Nah, no worries about it. Sit there." Or even if it was a long haul flight, like as we mentioned before, only an hour and
Yes.
15 minutes. Long haul flight.
And you want the window.
Hey, do you mind if I sit there?
Go
I know
for
I don't.
gold.
You just apologize. I don't want to be a pain. Don't stand there like you fucking owed the world. You fucking slob in your jeans.
I deserve this.
Fuck you.
I deserve that. No. Go work at a Porto like the rest of us. Get a fucking job. Buy something for yourself and stop relying on everyone to pick up your life's shitty little pieces and make it perfect. Get that on a shirt.
I'm glad we
Feel
got that
better
out
now.
there.
What else has happened?
I want to bitch about you for a minute.
That's typical.
There was a frozen sweet potato in our freezer for 3 weeks. Why? Why have you done this? What's wrong with you?
I had big plans
I
for
know
the
you
sweet
did.
potato when I was cooking once.
It went nowhere.
It went nowhere. It went in the bin.
It went in the bin. I was sick of it. Because I had my little sugar-free ice blocks that I was enjoying. You get sugar-free Zupa Dupas, which is fantastic. And I had to keep having to find extra places to hide them because there's this big fucking sweet potato in my way.
I had big plans for the sweet potato. I was going to make something healthy for the boy, and I did it once and he didn't eat it. And I thought, no, the future me is going to come back to this sweet potato, and I'm going to make it fucking magical.
Do you know what I did with it?
Stick it up your ass.
And
Put it
it's
in.
really starting to rot. No, I lobbed it to the chickens.
They wouldn't have eaten
They
it.
did. They ate it.
Ooh.
Once it defrosted.
Thanks, mate.
Now, in some very happy, but also sort of sad, not sad, sad's the wrong word, but like, news. Our little boy turned 2
I can't talk about it.
just the other day. Atticus is 2 years old. And
Our little prince.
I wanted to, as a family, on the Mum and Dad show, episode something, I wanted to, if it's okay with all of you, take a trip down memory lane. Is that all right?
What are you going to do?
Well, I've got a video prepared.
Oh, no, I'll cry on the podcast.
No,
I cried the night before Addie's birthday.
I thought this was really interesting
He's
because
just beautiful.
this is from 2.5 or about 2.9, no, 2.5 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Our announcement of pregnancy on this show.
Oh.
You ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, the first bit of the announcement that we tried to do did not work, but here it is. Dixon is up closer to the camera.
Hey, it's got 59 dislikes. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Little Dickie is pregnant. There's a bead in the oven. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all happening, and we are super pumped.
And terrified.
Claire Bear is with child.
I'm cooking.
You're about, 12 weeks at this point?
12 weeks.
So you may have noticed a lot of people in the comments picked it.
I knew people would, and it was
you're
part
getting
of it
pretty
was my own
big.
silly
My
fault,
face
which
was getting
fine,
fluffy.
But I was like, I've given up coffee, so I'm not my normal
Oh,
self.
right.
And
Yeah.
people were like, she's pregnant. I was like, yes.
Why did you give up
Yes.
coffee, all that type
Yes.
of stuff? They were the questions that were being asked. But I tell you what,
Great hosting, Isaac.
Pregnancy.
Oh, unbelievable.
yeah, it's been really tough for the poor little Dickie.
Oh,
Gee,
just
I look
like,
good.
how have you been? So we found out.
yep.
You did like 1 or 2 pregnancy tests,
I did 15 pregnancy
You did
tests.
do a
I've
lot of
still
pregnant-
got them too.
12
maybe a
weeks.
plum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
I think it is
size of a
baby.
plum.
Yeah. So we're not sure what we're having
Little
yet,
Addie.
but when we do find out, we obviously will tell you guys
Yeah,
because
we
let's
will
be
find
honest.
out shortly. I think
It's been
like,
so hard keeping it a secret, but because we tell everyone everything, we tell you guys all our stuff. So it's just like,
Oh, but we're just.
That was an amazing time. Like a very scary, not knowing what was going to happen and stuff. And
Oh,
but then-
pregnancy's so hard.
It is, and shout out to all the pregnant,
Well done, loves.
men and women out there. Like you just don't know, like what you're going to deal with. But as time goes on, you just like yesterday we went to the doctors, and
Did we? We did too. Yeah.
we did,
Yeah.
and Addie was with Claire's mum and dad, and we just were driving there, and he was a bit sick, so we wanted to leave him. We don't have to take him to the doctor's office, and he was just we were without him, and we're just like.
It's horrible.
Because like life without this extra component, particularly to your relationship and stuff, like it's normal. And at nighttime we have our little date nights and we have little hot cross buns
In
and
our cup of tea.
and when
That's
he's
our time.
when he's asleep,
Yes.
you know, nothing's changed with us.
Mm.
But then not having that person
just
there,
miss him
it's
so
just-
much.
Oh, it's a physical feeling
He's
of
our
like
best friend.
just missing this tiny
It was
human.
sickening. I felt sick.
Madness.
Oh, we
Madness.
love you, Addie.
We do love you, Addie.
He's just perfect.
And he had the best day. He was a bit sick. We were a bit sick.
Yeah, we've
you
all
know,
got
we've all
this
got the fucking
putrid
flu.
head cold.
But his birthday party is this weekend,
So excited.
and he's going to a messy play thing where the kids just go in and rip in and have a great
Paint,
time, and shit goes
Play-Doh.
everywhere. It's
Oh.
awesome, and I can't wait for that. His little friends are going to be there from people we used to live near
in the share house.
in the share house that live near in the old street we used to live in. They're all there. It's just
It's very
awesome
nice.
watching him. And I know a lot of people see the photos we put up. We don't show his face very much anymore and all that type of stuff. We never really did that, but we got all because Caleb
The
our
internet's not a place for kids.
no, well you don't need to. I know
Or
a lot of people
humans,
do,
really. Yeah.
but you know what is the benefit here? You might get some likes on a photo because you put your kid up, but what does that actually
No
achieve?
thanks.
Like other than your little dopamine release, like
Yeah,
it doesn't
no.
really achieve anything.
Mini me, fuck off.
I don't mind putting him up occasionally, but when you
Yeah.
constantly do it, it's just
Yeah.
like, ugh, it's a bit gross.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just wanted to fucking bring up that it's been, you guys have been involved with this, with us, with this channel and the main channel for so long. Like you've seen, from when I first started, and then when we got married and had
you
a
put
baby,
me on it randomly.
and I just randomly introduced Claire because
Yeah.
I was never going to bring you
I was
onto the
sort
channel.
of hidden
Because
for good reason.
well, I
I'm a
didn't
bloody
want-
boost.
I didn't want all the hate and shit that I get
I love it.
to come back at you.
And it did, and it made me a stronger person.
Look at you. Now you're telling people to
Unbelievable.
fucking suck you off on planes.
That's right.
Just when
My
you
red
walk on.
nose.
Your red nose is fine. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all we need to talk about today because we're sick and we're going to go lay down.
Yes, hopefully.
I think we've done enough. more than enough, ladies and
Thanks
gentlemen.
for watching.
Remember to take out your sweet potatoes from the freezer for dinner tonight and let it defrost throughout the day, and you will be able to enjoy the nutritious goodness of that perfectly delicious complex carbohydrate known as a sweet potato.
Oh, and watch Happy Valley on Stan.
That's a great show.
It's our greatest show. It's the best show ever.
It's our greatest show,
It's really
ladies and
good.
gentlemen. I'll just double check the notes, make sure there was nothing else we needed to talk about. Oh, yeah. We're getting a pool because we're heaps cool.
I never had one growing up, so I'm really excited to give it to Addie.
I had one. And I said to Claire, I said, well, it'd be really cool behind the pool, like a little area for Addie to put some play equipment in.
Yes.
Which would be nice because a lot of, that's not outrageously expensive. And like just a little nice little mulchy area, soft you can fall on. And maybe next to that, I said to Claire, we could put like a little fire pit area where we could have a fire and have some drinks.
We'll never do that.
And Claire says to me, we'll just drive it in the car. It was just me and her. And she just goes, no. No. And I went, oh, that's not happening. Okay, cool. Thanks, babe.
When I say no,
no.
that was my opinion.
No.
If you want to do a fire pit, you can.
Claire, I would love to get this fire pit. It's all I
You
ever wanted.
didn't say that.
Well, that's not happening.
I
you
understand.
fucking
Look, you
loser.
got your ice bath. You want a sauna. You probably want a smoothie machine. Whatever you want.
I want stuff. I
But
want
I
to
just
fill
think
this
it's-
house full of
But
children.
it's just weird. But Jesus Christ. But it's weird. We would never use a fire pit. It's a
Yes, we
hazard.
would.
It's dangerous. And people just throw them in their houses when they're ready to sell so they can go, look at this lovely seating area.
We had a fire pit at our last house, and
Used
we
twice.
used it twice. Okay, two great
So why do you want
experiences.
It's like those pair of undies you got sitting in the drawer that you know you're never going to wear. but
Don't
you
talk
can't
about
throw
my
'em
undies
out.
in here. You mean
What
my
about your
Calvin
own?
Klein ones?
You have Calvin Klein undies?
I've had them for like 10 years.
They'd
and
stink,
they're
bro.
my going out undies.
Yeah, I bet they are.
I don't go out anymore, so
That's
they just
right.
sit there, just festering.
They are a lock and key.
That's right.
But no, your fire
You
pit
big
idea
ball
is shit.
breaker.
Sorry.
What was my
Your
fire
fire
pit
pit-
idea was shit. You said something else about another shit idea I had.
Everything else you say is good.
It's damn right, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen,
Sorry, I'm such a pig.
I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
If you're allowed.
The missus won't let me out of the house.
That's right.
Ever since I threw out a sweet potato, she hates me guts. Be a good motherfucking peace in the Middle East. Me dick stings. Toodle. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.